Got a Christmas card, but I will open that later. I'm still racking my brain to think about what I want to write today. Yesterday was easy because I saw the sign about the root orb. So just looking at the nib on this pen. I guess I'll start. Pop. I think I'm going to write Doom Block because that's the part of AGDQ on Monday that I'm looking forward to. And it's Monday evening that the Doom Block is. I think they're going to start off with Sigil, the John Romero's. I've already misspelled a word. Just going to turn it to Domo Block and we'll fix it in post. Arigato. But yeah, we're going to start off. I am going to spectate, playing the role of person who watches the show. But it starts off Monday, and it's going to start with Sigil, and then there's going to be a medieval, which is really, really good, and new and not old. And then Doom 4, or as Philistines call it, Doom 2016. There we go. Now I know how to write the K. And it is January 4th. And I think the book has me making that bottom stroke last. But my reason for making it first is it's easier for me to hit a point when I'm going down and can see where I'm going, and going up and to the right where the pen is obscuring where I'm driving. Yeah, writing is a lot like driving a car. It's easier if you can see where you're going. Considerably easier. The book has a weird little like the bottom stroke of the Batard B and the like around stroke don't intersect. But that's the book. It bothers me on an aesthetic level. And I don't need books to tell me how to live. The alternate ending is I only need one book to tell me how to live, and it's The Conquest of Bread by Peter Kropotkin. A book that everybody would benefit from. Okay, that is very, very nice, that B. And I can see where this like vertical extra stroke fits right in. That K looks too much like an H. My friend Ben Block spelled that way, actually. There we go. Can't just curve around down like that. I need to go stab down and then curve around so I actually get the foot on the K. Next time. Just too juicy. So in the book, and I may actually consider you know, skewing more towards the book on this. So on the B, on the second stroke, you go up to get to the top of the B. If you're looking at it from the top, it's kind of the top cheek, and then you go down to make the crack. And I'm putting the crack in kind of a weird place. That got very strange. But anyways, I need to learn how to handle crack better. Spin this around a bit. A doom block. There we go. So moving the paper, or moving myself to the left and turning the pen around helped with that. Yeah, that is looking nice. Ah, my friend Javi just finished a weightlifting workout. Good for him. This one's going to be taller than the previous one. But that is pleasing. So, if you want to have more fun, write bigger. Oh, there's plenty of screen down there. Oops. I think that's a nice little compromise between the up here where it starts to look less and less bee-like, and right here where it's a style I don't super buy into right now. I think I'll switch up and go Gothic this time around. Bring out the cheat sheet for that. Not that it's like super different from the Batard hand. It's more, I'd describe it as maybe more straight lines or something. Yeah, that's really what it is. Like the strokes are broadly similar to the Batard strokes, but they want you to go straight. I wonder if that's just caused by the restrictions or Yeah. I guess like technological restrictions about like what writing tools are available in different regions, or what like writing tools are common and like seen as writing tools. Like there's absolutely like a tactile difference between this and the parallels, and even like different sizes of this. Uh, there's almost certainly like differences that affect the writing style. And that's not like unique to these two particular hands. Like, the cursive and Danielian, I'm totally dating myself probably, that I learned in, grade school. Like, those almost certainly have, I don't know how to spell doom, dukum. Like, those make concessions to the ability of, both the tools available to, you know, elementary school kids and also the, motor control of elementary school kids. I wonder if that's the reason that it's like really, really easy to school children in Mario Kart and other video games is just when they're too young, they don't have all the motor control stuff. But once they turn teenagers, you're not going to beat them at video games. At least you're not going to beat them in that front. Like, if you're lucky, you can probably out strategize them. Hear about esports kids whose careers end at like 18 or something. Oh, yeah, they're too old and slow now. Don't have the reflexes for StarCraft after you turn 16. Oh, I seem to have gone back to the Batard hand here. So this K I kind of screwed up on. I did the downstroke, but had a little serif at the bottom of the downstroke that makes a mess, I think, with the rest of the K. Really, really tempted to do more with that C, but I don't think I shall. I'm British now. Maybe I'll go extremely wide on this one. Yeah, that's nice. I do like that. Just get extremely wide as I approach the end of the line. Which, that's absolutely a metaphor for something. Okay, I am happy with that. But I'm also going to wash up and get a beverage. We're all used to this one. Excuse me. Okay, I'm moseying back. Where I got your shoes. Okay, I'm not about to come back. Give me a second. Okay, went around the house so long looking for a rag to put that beer on that I hit the standing up goal for the day. Thanks, watch, you object. So I'm going to start with the 3.8 parallel. Oh, I'm going to drink this beer. It's the Hollywood, Florida. Hope it's Hollywood, Florida. Otherwise, I screwed up. Mango IPA. Yes, Hollywood, Florida. So it's from up north in Broward. Trying to figure out how much ink is in this one. I lifted there, but that might give me a more interesting shape. Ask me about it later. Yeah, and that K is not as complicated as the one in the book, but I think I need taller letters to be able to do better. So we'll do that. A little bit of imperfection and not quite meet there. I'll say it's on purpose. One thing I'm having trouble doing with this one is the vertical stroke. I'm having trouble keeping that straight. And it should be relatively, well, no, I feel like it should be easy with this pen. But maybe it's not. So it's almost like a little Z. And they curve it down a lot lower, so I gotta focus more on that next time. But I may shake it up and switch to a smaller pen just so I get more tries. And drink more Decision Potion. Yeah, still not super happy with that particular line. And those O's aren't extremely even either. I wonder if that's like why they always talk about like artists need to learn like self-criticism first, because like criticizing other people that are like just beginning is absolutely heartbreaking. Okay, the bottom of that B, like I went way too vertical there, and that vertical line, or the accent line, just do not like. It's just bent, looks like an antenna that got stepped on. There we go, although that did drop way below the baseline. I wonder if I can just use the corner. No, that line's not any straighter. I just move my head. Nobody saw it. Okay, that did work a lot better, although I was kind of tracing a line maybe. But that's okay. I don't know if that shows up on the computer, but the grid lines under the sheet absolutely help me a lot. There we go, and that one stays above the baseline, although none of the other letters touch the baseline, but some Lambo going by. At breakfast today, we were at a little sidewalk cafe, Green Street, if you're familiar with Coconut Grove at all. And one of the things we were talking about was like, it's a very like pedestrian oriented area, and it's like downright, you know, it's a comfy space. There's lots of shade, and you like it's one of those places where even though you're sitting like literally right on the road, like, you know, there's seats that, you know, go, you know, right at the edge of the sidewalk, but it's still like comfy because the cars there, like, driving in that spot is just so slow from all the pedestrians that are just in that area that it's, you know, kind of okay. Anybody familiar, like, this is one of my, like, low-key regrets, is whenever I go to Berlin, I've never actually, like, spent any serious time in the Unter den Linden district, which is, like, absolutely beautiful. Like, when I went there after 35C3, I walked through that area, carrying, or dragged my stuff through that area, but it was cold. But it still seemed pretty nice. Like, it was cold, but it wasn't like like an empty city cold. It was like Berlin, New Year's Eve, and it was, if it wasn't freezing, it was like not much above freezing. But it was like busy and cheerful. I'm a little bit sad I didn't make it to 36C3 this year, but maybe 37C3. I don't know. It's going to be like hard because there's always a lot of family stuff between Christmas and New Year's. More like now than ever, even. Draw the teeth on the back of this bee. Yeah, this block is going to be taller than Doom. But that's okay. Nice. See, I haven't messed with this pen for a while. See if it feels like starting up for me today. Not yet. Give the ink vial a couple, or the cartridge a couple squeezes. And if that doesn't work, I'll dunk the tip in something. Getting some motion here, and I'm hoping it's the reservoir ink and not just the shotgun started ink. I think that's just the shotgun started ink. just do that again and see if it ever picks up on its own. Not promising. Not promising at all. Nope. Okay, water next. I should have started with water. Maybe. This ink is usually darker than this. Well, it's staying this thin, which is promising. Yeah, I think this is working. This one really does show up the uneven vertical lines really well. Yeah, I don't like the bottom of that C. One thing I do like is the bottom of the C. A doom block. It's a brilliant idea. Just instinctively wiping my fingers on this light colored shirt. One thing that bugs me about this pen is that to get good results, I feel like I have to put more pressure on it than I do with my other fountain pens. Like enough to see the tines move, which is usually like extreme doom. I'm gonna go italic down here. I don't like the way that the bottom of that K intersects or fails to intersect the baseline. Oh well. Switch to cursive. And switch to the smaller version of the same pen. See if it's behaving today. Well, I used it in the last few days, so hopefully it will. Yeah. There we go. Although I'm getting all excited to use it, and most of these pens I'm not taking with me to Orlando tomorrow. Nice. I'll go to the the Yamabudo Orochi Zuku ink from Pilot. Put my weights on the paper when I'm down this far. All right. So, one thing I need to do is this pen, this Preppy medium, not happy with the Emerald of Kyvor ink. So what I'm trying to do, or trying to remember to do, is to get this one emptied out enough for me to have more room to, move that ink over, because it can't just go back in the bottle. That's how you get stuff growing in your ink bottles, which is bad. And they all come with fungicides, because of course it's fungus among us. But it, you don't want to just start adding stuff back in after it's been contaminated. So yeah, sorry for the boring camera work today. Yeah, the stuff with the 3.8 up here. Writing anymore. Get these out of the way. Generally pretty happy with it. This is really reliable pen. The one thing that I need to practice on, if we go to the book up here, the D where it loosely intersects, and the B, and sorry for the bad lighting, and the B where it straight up doesn't intersect. I need to get better at doing that, or get more comfortable with doing that is probably the phrasing I should use. Those vertical lines, like today, I became dissatisfied with them because I guess root orb and corn didn't have those done in this style. It's good beer. Okay, with more light, the sepia ink, and you'll just have to take my word for it because the phone is not going to show that nicely. Like, there's a lot more depth to it than I've been thinking this whole time, just by blasting it with more photons. This pen, I just really need to spend more time with it to make it cooperate. Same with this pen. And this pen, just a real trooper. That's the Pilot Kakuno Medium. And in general, I found the Pilot inks are like very, very well behaved. And the Pilot pens don't need a lot of use to stay happy with Pilot inks at least. So aside from the fountain pen stuff, the dip pen work, I'll just pile these for now. Yeah, pretty happy with this. Getting better, I think, at flow control, even though the the ink is still like settling a bit, but whatever. This first line it's spotty, but it's kind of in an artful like watercolor way that I won't say I'm dissatisfied with. And a lot of these, like they're still like a pile up, like right here at this O. The pile up there, just from the shape of the letters and everything. I don't know if that's really possible to control other than having less ink going to the page. And that might be it. Well, no, because even like this line right here where I didn't, like I think I did this whole line on one dip, it's still like piling up at the bottom of the K. I don't know. Hopefully I'll remember this line of inquiry. Because probably not taking the dip pens with me this week. That's one thing I should point out with the Emerald is the pile up on that, and this is going to be really hard to see on the phone with this lighting. The pile ups on the Emerald look absolutely stunning in real life. Like there's a little bit it gets a little bit darker like right there at the bottom, but the fringe on the darkness, like, okay, yeah, you can absolutely see it here. It's like red fringed, and a little bit of the sparkles are down there too. And that's absolutely what sells me on that ink. It's just good, I like it. But anyways, that's the handwriting. I'll probably see if I can stream while I'm up in Orlando, but it's gonna be a different setup. Later.